What's poppin', fam? Welcome to Don't Touch My Mindset, a podcast that is designed to uplift, inspire, and motivate you, and most importantly, share tools to help you protect that mindset. Well, it definitely feels good to be back. Hello. I am your host, Jay Chase. I am so happy to be back with you guys. It's been a minute. It's been quite a while. I don't know what came over me. I think life just started lifing really hard, but I'm happy to be back. So we're just going to pick up where we left off. Of course, we're just going to jump right into it. But I'm excited about this episode because it's kind of like my own pep talk. This mindset is something that I'm actually practicing in real time. So I don't like pre-record these episodes and put them out. You guys get a real dose of Jay's life every Wednesday when I come to you and bring you a new mindset. It's a mindset that I've been practicing. It's a mindset that I've put myself through, or maybe it's a practice that I've lived by. But I want you to know that this isn't a sit and get. This is a explore, find out, dissect, and then come share the information. Because I want to see you thrive as well. So thank you for tapping in. If this is your first time here, please rate, review, hit the subscribe button. We're here every Wednesday. I promise you guys we're coming back every Wednesday with a new mindset to help uplift you, encourage you, motivate you, but most importantly, help you protect your mindset that you've worked so hard to build. And so that's why we're here. Last week we talked about, or I can't even say last week, right? Last time we were here, it's been a little over 3 weeks. And so I'm a little jumbled, but in between that, we were in Washington. We did a workshop with an organization out there. That company was absolutely phenomenal, brought us in. We brought the speakers in. We did 2 full days of work. It was really fun. People got to explore some awareness, mindfulness, purpose, leadership, inspiration. They got to hone in on their focus, but really learn how to take care of themselves and put it all together and implement some new practices in the workplace that may not burn them out, but keep them motivated to be the best version of themselves. So that was an amazing experience. That happened October 19th and 20th. That was the Amplify workshop. If you missed it, if you weren't there, don't fret. We got another one coming. Another one's coming. We're gearing up. We're planning it already. So stay tuned for dates. I will drop it at the end of this episode. I'm not going to tell you where, but I just want you to mark off your calendar as we're building this thing out. I want you to come with us. Today's mindset is all about consistency, right? Building habits that lead to success. So one, we're going to talk about why consistency matters. We're going to discuss the role of consistency in achieving long-term goals for success and personal growth. And Lord knows I need this conversation when it's been over 3 weeks since I put out a podcast episode. In season. I'm in the middle of a season. We just priorities are jumbled. And so we're getting better, right? We're going to talk about building habits. We're going to explore how small daily habits create the foundation for big changes and lasting success. We're going to look at the power of discipline, how discipline fuels consistency and helps overcome obstacles or distractions, whatever you're faced with. And then, of course, I'm the practical one. I'm the one that wants to see you go implement and go see what works for you, see if this works for you. So I'm going to give you some practical steps at the very end. Consistency is often the secret ingredient to success, yet it's something many people struggle with. People struggle to maintain consistency. So I'm excited about this episode. Let's dive into it. I promise you we're going to get straight to it. I love you guys. Thank you so much for rocking with me. Let's get it. I always like to start off with a quote. And today's quote comes from The Rock, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Success isn't always about greatness. It's about consistency. Consistent, hard work leads to success. Greatness will come. Be consistent in the things that you're working towards every single day, day in, day out. Show up when you don't feel like showing up. It's not about motivation. It's about consistency. Success is found in the consistent actions that you take every single day, right? So Last week we talked about exploring wisdom of experience, knowing who we are, looking at our lived experiences and turning those into lessons. Well, this week we're going to talk about consistency and discipline on becoming the person that we want to be, being the greatest version of ourselves. A lot of people say the best version. Like, the best can be defined in so many different ways, but greats are not debatable. MJ, not debatable. Michael Jordan, not debatable. Like they're the greats at what they do. LeBron James, not debatable. Great at what he does because of the consistent habits day in, day out. So why does consistency even, one, there's power in small steps. And you got to take these small steps daily. And it's not about getting started with the biggest, greatest idea that you have. It's about creating forward and directional clarity with the smallest step that you can take today. And then do it again. And again, and again. It's about the consistency in the small things that help you get to the big things. Like, LeBron didn't just wake up and land himself in a championship. He practiced. He went into the gym day in, day out. Yo, I heard Dwayne Johnson talking, and he said, when I would go to practice some days, most days, matter of fact, all days, I would do more than everybody else. And I was consistent at that. If the team had to run 100 sprints, I ran 150 sprints. And I was consistently doing that to be the greatest that I can be at the position that I was playing and the greatest for my team. Like, that's what Inky said. And so it's about doing the small things on a daily basis. What does that look like for us? For me, that looks like one self-action commitment, one self-care commitment, one self-learning commitment. Every day. The same commitment every day in 90-day increments. That's what I do. That's what I do to build off my consistency, to build habits, to help me stay motivated, to help me stay in the right direction of where I want to go and shaping out the best version of me. Like, I break it down in 3 small things every single day, day in, day out. And that's what our entire community does. If you're not in the 90-day personal growth challenge, I highly advise you get signed up for the 90-day personal growth challenge. Open enrollment's coming up in December. We're starting with quarter 1. In 2025, we'll be doing another 90-day challenge. Right now, we're doing quarter 4, but you can always hop in anytime and just be a part of the community. But the thing is that this community is full of people who want to be consistent in the small things that help them become great and be the best versions of themselves, be the greatest versions of themselves, help them achieve personal growth, personal success, professional growth, professional success, and whatever that may look like for them. Consistency makes a huge difference in reaching that success. No matter if you're doing it for your personal growth, if you're an athlete, if you're an entrepreneur, even if you're a car salesman working on a car lot, you got to be consistent in the small things that you do to achieve the success. Like last month in September, I think I sold 23 cars. Now, I'm off every Tuesday and Sunday, so ultimately, I'm working maybe 25, 27 days out of the month. Maybe, right? And the crazy thing about it is, I'm consistent in every single thing that I do. Every single day when I show up, I don't change anything to yield the results that I'm getting, but I actually am more consistent in the things that got me to where I am. You guys have heard me say it before, right? Remember what got you here. But what got you here won't get you there. So sometimes we got to build off of the consistency that we've been putting on. And that's why I talk about building habits. That brings me to my next point. You got to be consistent in building habits for success. Don't build habits for your destruction. Like, a lot of us have uphill goals, dreams, aspirations, and visions, but we got downhill habits. Like, we don't know what good habits are, healthy habits are, habits that actually push us towards the person that we want to be. And we got to do those habits consistency after we identify them. So 1, you got to form habits by doing the same thing over and over again. That's all a habit is. It's just like an etched in version of consistency in your memory about an action. Smoker, that's a habit. They know when they smoke. They know how they smoke. They know where they smoke. They know when they get the urge to smoke. Like, we need to have those type of habits about our consistency. We got the habits about destruction. We know when all the bar specials are. At least I did when I was drinking. At least I did when I was out running the streets. I was building the habit of going out every Monday, every Wednesday, every Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday when I felt good. But I never actually really felt good about doing it. So like, it's easy for us to build destructive habits. How about we start focusing on building cornerstone habits? Let's start building cornerstone habits. Let's build the habits that actually help us become the version of ourselves that we want to be, and then implement them as the foundation of who we're going to be. Turn habits into principles. And once you have the habit, once you've done it consistently, once you've built the trust within yourself, then I need you to build on the habit. Then I need you to tap into what we call discipline. I need you to take that habit and build on it, even on days where you don't feel like it, even on days where you think that you can't do it or you don't got enough energy. Well, you know what? That's when we have our discipline to fall back on. That's when we know we can and should and will do better than what we have been doing. Like, that's what that comes down to, is that we got to be the best version of ourselves, and we got to be disciplined in that version of ourselves, because life's never going to stop lifing. Like, I had to fall back and actually course correct myself to make a podcast. This ain't in my regular time. This ain't when I want to do it. It's not me thinking about me enjoying this right now. I'm relying on full discipline right now as I record this episode. But I know once I do it once, I'm able to do it again. Then I can be consistent in it. And then I can get back into the habit of doing it. I fell out of the habit. I let my discipline to the wayside. You know, when you go to the gym and you probably went for like a good 6 months, you stuck to the schedule, you stuck to the routine, but then something happened and threw you off and you're like, boom, F it, I ain't going back. Not for a hot minute. Or falling back on our discipline. And I just want to pick you up if you find yourself in that, when it comes to your personal growth, when it comes to your mindset, when it comes to your leadership development, when it comes to your communication. If you feel like you're falling into bad habits, you're feeling like you're letting your discipline go to the wayside, you feel like you haven't been consistent in your growth, now it's time for the change. This is your call to action. This is the moment where you get to wake up and say, you know what, Jay, I think you're right. Let's actually do something about this. And I'm doing it all out of love. It's not like I'm out here trying to hurt your feelings or anyone's feelings. Like I said, I need this talk more than you probably, just because it's been 3 weeks since I recorded a podcast. But here we are, falling back on my discipline, knowing that people are looking for the episodes, and I can't just keep showing up in the community where I got to get, the podcast listeners, the episodes of where it all started. Continue to do what got you here, Jay. And I stopped doing what got me here. I learned my lesson. I felt like crap, so here I am, and I feel great. I'm thriving, happy. I love this. Why? Because I built a habit of doing it. Now I'm starting to get back in the swing of it, right? So one, practical steps. Before we get out of here, I need you to go implement. I need you to go try one of these practical steps, like right now, as soon as this episode ends, like as soon as you press the 5 stars and you rate it, and then you submit that little review, you share it on Instagram, you tag us at TheJChase, right? Or at Don't Touch My Mindset. I need you to go implement one of these steps that I'm about to share with you, right? So tip number 1, start small. Like, just start like with the smallest thing that you can possibly think of that gives you directional clarity in the direction that you want to go. That's it. Like, start with the smallest thing. For me, I was like, man, I got to record a podcast. I said, just record it. Even if you don't edit it tonight, just record it, Jay. Just make sure it's in the vault, bro. Start with the smallest piece. Just open up the laptop. Set it up. Walk away from it. What I tell most of my clients, like when they don't want to go to the gym, they don't want to do something that, helps them improve their life or helps them become the best version of themselves, helps them tap into that greatest form. Like, I tell them, start with the smallest thing. If it's the gym, then just drive to the gym. Just drive there. And once you get there, see how you feel. If you think you got enough energy to walk in, check in, take a tour. I told myself that to get back in the swing of things. I took a tour of the gym. I was like, yo, I'm going to just drive to the gym to take a tour of it. I'm going to wear my workout clothes, right? But I had to start really, really small. Tip number 2, track your progress. I think this goes way underrated for too many people who are trying to dive into their personal growth, dive into becoming the greatest version of themselves. They don't track their progress. I always say track your growth. What did it look like when you started? Look at it in 7 days. Ask yourself, what did you love? What did you learn? And what can you do different? Track your progress. And lastly, after you start small or you start tracking your progress, I want you to build a routine around doing that, around doing so. Whatever that small step is, build it into your daily routine, build it into your morning routine, build it into your night routine, build it into your lunch routine. Like we are creatures of habit. So I need you to find whatever routine you're in and build that small routine, or build that small step into that routine, or start tracking your progress from your routine. How are you doing? Are you doing things? And like tracking your progress can look really simple. Like, did this help my growth or did this hinder my growth? That's it. And from those answers, you'll be able to find progress if whether you're taking steps towards the greatest version of yourself, or you're staying where you are, or even sometimes even backtracking because you're falling off the habits that you've built. You're not being consistent in what you're wanting to do. So build a routine. And I really want you to think about how a routine reinforces consistency, because without a routine, we can't be consistent. So start small, track your progress, and then build it into your routine. I just want y'all to know that like consistency is the secret ingredient to success. It really is. And often many people struggle with it. Many people miss the mark when it comes to consistency. Many people miss the standard. Many people don't know what consistency looks like because they like to switch it up, and they think that if they're more sporadic or spontaneous, they'll get there quicker by a new idea. It don't happen like that. Trust me, I'm the king of new ideas, new visions, new way to do things. I'm rebellious, innovative, fast-paced. I'm a problem solver. But I need to be consistent in the things that got me here. And if it requires me to shift and change or expand my focus, I have to remember what got me here won't get me there, but I still got to be consistent in the things that are going to get me there. I love you guys. If this was impactful to you at all, please rate, review, share it with a friend. It really helps the show grow. We'll be back next week with another mindset. I promise you that. We're going to start being consistent again. We got to get back on it. And I told you if you made it to the end, I was going to share with you the next dates of the next Amplify experience. 2025 is going to be April 4th and April 5th. Hopefully I will see you in that room. Block off your calendars now. We're coming in full force. We're feeling good. 2025 is the year to thrive. Let's get it, y'all. I love you so much. Thank you so much for rocking with me. Until next time, stay focused, stay inspired, stay connected, and please, don't let anyone touch your mindset.